Loren!
Hi! So continuing on in this devotional with John Piper, talking about God can be trusted and that God is a trustworthy and truthful God. It just got me thinking a lot about belief, and we talk a lot about, and during this Christmas season, about believing, and most of the time we're talking about believing in Santa Claus. I've never been a big believer in Santa Claus, and it's because it's just so illogical. Really, a man who has lived for thousands of years, and he travels the world in one night, and has flying reindeer and is able to give presents to all the children throughout the world, is just really far-fetched. I just feel like as Americans, or just even as a society in general, we are believing in the wrong person. That actually a faith in Jesus is more logical than believing in Santa Claus. And I'm sure people can put it back on me and say, well, Jesus' story seems really illogical. But here's the thing, I have faith that it's true. Something my dad shared with me this weekend that has just been in the back of my mind today is that faith involves not only the heart, but the mind. A lot of times we think that faith is the absence of logic, when that can't be further from the truth. If you have a faith that's purely emotional, what happens when you go through a time that rocks your faith? A time where you don't really know the foundation, the basis of what you believe in. And then on the other side, if you're all made up with logic, is it really a true faith? That your emotions are not in it, that you don't really care about what you believe. So then I think about Santa Claus, and it isn't really a mixture of a heart and mind faith. It's mostly an emotional driven high, and that's why we sort of grow out of our belief in Santa Claus as we grow older, because we know logically it can't be true. But with God, we realize that He is foundation for life. I love the way that John Piper words it, so I'm just going to read it. God's truthfulness is the constant in a universe of flux. God's truthfulness is the unwavering absolute. If we forsake God's truthfulness, the anchor is up, the rudder is loose, the keel is broken, and the ship of life, political life, social life, educational life, scientific life, family life, is simply at the mercy of the wind of human wishes. And that reminded me of a verse that became really, really dear to me through this whole Mercy Ship's adventure. So much, in fact, that I named my blog after it. Hebrews 6, verse 19. We have this as a sure and steadfast anchor of the soul, a hope that enters into the inner place behind the curtain. And through just reading that verse and meditating on it, and really meditating on that whole chapter, it's talking about how God proved Himself. Once we are rescued by Him, we have that as our foundation of faith in our lives, that it isn't really a blind faith. We have a faith that is rooted in the heart and has emotional power to it, and we're never the same again. Our heart is never the same again, but it also is backed up with this logic and this truthfulness to the point where when you embrace God and you embrace His Holy Spirit in you, you can't help but know that you're on the right track. And so that's what's all been built up into this whole Christmas season, is that this is a season of hope, that we are following a God that is not only the way and gives us life, but He's also truth. In a world full of lies and darkness, He's the truth, He's the hope that we need. Now it's time for the Star Wars Advent Calendar! Alrighty. December 8th. Let's build this thing. Was I right or was I right? Look at this, it's an Ewok! Woohoo! I'm the musical nurse. I'll see you guys tomorrow.